एंटरप्रेन्योर छोटा बड़ा जैसा भी है, आप किसी से भी बात करके देख लो, दर्द सबकी कहानी में है. Doing anything awesome in life and doing anything great in life is a tough thing. You have to struggle. यार सबसे बेस्ट टाइम होता है कॉलेज फेल होने का, पास होने का नहीं, फेल होने का. यही 4 साल है गोल्डन पीरियड व्हेन यू हैव ऑल द टाइम इन द वर्ल्ड टू फेल, टू एक्सपेरिमेंट. डटे रहो, खड़े रहो, क्योंकि तूफान की उम्र आपसे कम है.
हे एवरीवन, व्हाट्स अप. मैं हूँ संस्कार एंड दिस इज द संस्कार शो. अगर आप चैनल पर फर्स्ट टाइम आए हैं देन प्लीज़ कंसिडर सब्सक्राइबिंग, बिकॉज हम हर ट्यूसडे एंड फ्राइडे एक नया पॉडकास्ट एपिसोड निकालते हैं एट 5 PM IST. आज के एपिसोड में आई एम टॉकिंग टू विनय सिंघल, who is the co-founder of Stage OTT. In this episode, we talked about his Wittyfeed days. कैसे Wittyfeed के suddenly बंद होने के बाद he stuck with his team trusted him, and in just less than a year, they launched a new company which is now valued at 300 crores. हमने बात करी कि if you are a college student and you want to pursue your own dreams, आपको कोई startup करना है या you want to do something of your own, then how you can talk to your parents and convince them to let them follow your dreams. Moreover, हमने ये भी बात करी कि what it takes to be an entrepreneur. How is the life of an entrepreneur? तो फिर without any further ado, let's get started. And just one more thing before we begin. If you like the content, then please चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए, वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए, because it helps in discoverability of the video and it helps me produce better content. Alright then, let's begin in 3, 2, 1. So Vinay, you have been involved in the world of viral content of some sorts for quite a long time now. Initially with Wittyfeed, now with Stage. So what got you involved in this field?
Yeah, I'm an engineer by education. All three founders basically have nothing to do with content from our background of education, etc. Right? We started during the college itself, and I think very early on we landed on two very major beliefs that there is nothing more powerful than content as a medium of mass influence in the world. And second one, if content is king, distribution is God. You can write an amazing book, you can create an amazing movie, but if nobody watches it, what's the point, right? The impact of a content piece is directly proportional to the number of people who watch it. And we've been extremely driven by the idea of large scale impact, large scale, and so B2C was always in the head. And the largest impact that you can create, the tool to do that is content. Most powerful tool is content, essentially. So I think content intrigued us, and so we continue to build in this. Our journey started with a Facebook page, which went viral, which led to us starting Wittyfeed, and then over time, essentially stayed. So that's up.
And how do you think that Stage is different from other platforms out there?
Baseline concept itself, right? So uh, mm, we are in OTT, so like any other OTT. But having said that, every other OTT in this country does language-based content: Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Punjabi, Bangla, Gujarati. That's where the story ends. We do dialect-based content. Our thesis is that in India, language is an urban concept. The moment you go beyond urban settlements, everybody speaks in dialects. Haryanvi, Rajasthani, Marwadi, Shekhawati, Dhundadi, Mewadi, Braj, Bundeli, Abdi, Bhojpuri, Kannauji, you know, मैथिली, मगही, अंगिका, बजिका, छत्तीसगढ़ी बहुत है. मतलब मैं I can keep talking about them,
बिल्कुल.
etc. Right? So our belief is that if there is a true OTT built for Bharat, it has to be in dialects and not languages, and that's what we do. Nobody else does dialect-based content, and so that's what makes us different from everybody else.
Awesome. Now, I've got to ask you this question about your time at Wittyfeed. I have heard some amazing stories about that time. So, can you share some memorable moments from that time of Wittyfeed?
यार काफी crazy टाइम था वो. um, we would we were the second largest viral content company in the world. We were doing such large traffic. एक एक दिन में 8 10 10 million traffic वेबसाइट पे आता था basically,
Yeah.
right? And मतलब real time users 2 लाख 2.5 लाख basically people sitting on the website. This is like फ्लिपकार्ट का बिग बिलियन डे का स्केल होता है बेसिकली उन दिनों का, या उतना टाइप का स्केल हमारा बेसिकली रहता था ट्रैफिक का. काफी मतलब We stuff crazy stuff like people doing bhangra while traffic is increasing 2 lakh 2.5 lakh. We are making records and like there is bhangra happening in the entire office type. Man, काफी crazy time था. Also, I think we created a huge impact on
Hmm.
the way we build that company. So for users, for our affiliates who distributed our content, and for our employees, I think it was a very uniquely built company. I'm very proud of whatever we did there.
Yeah. I feel that you're the right person to sort of ask this question because you have run two successful startups. What keeps you going when there's a tough situation or something is not going according to plan? So what is your source of motivation?
Uh, what is the source of my motivation? See, any founder, and I think this should be true for everybody, any founder, when they are faced with a challenge and things are not going in their direction, you basically go back to a simple question and ask yourself, why did you start in the first place?
Hmm.
And if you have the right reasons in place for that, you will always land on your feet and you will always make the right call and it will always uh, give you enough motivation to get up and start doing it all over again, right? So for me, it is the large scale impact that I can create with the work that I do, right? And content being my way of being able to do that, right? Creating, being able to deliver amazing content to people that creates a difference in their lives. And when Wittyfeed went down, this is exactly what we did. We went back to basics. We said, why did we start in the first place? We believe in the power of
Hmm.
content. We believe it is one of the most powerful tools out there, and we believe that the right way to build a content company is that we solve for distribution. So these are true even today. So so what Wittyfeed has gone down. Let's build it again. On these basics, we can build all over again, right? So that gave us enough motivation to keep going. And yeah, so I think every entrepreneur should have their why in place to for a rainy day. You don't need an FD, but you need why did you start in the first place? That's what you need on a rainy day.
Nice. How much time it took you to improvise your idea for stage, like when Witty Feed went down? So you must have felt low for some time. So how much time did it took you and your team to get back on your feet and think of something
So
new?
short answer, Wittyfeed went down on 26th of November 2018, and we went live on Play Store with Stage on 1st of November 2019. So in little less than a year, we were live and we were running Stage, etc. Longest answer, पहले 3 महीने we were in denial, I think. When that happened, we're like, यार ऐसे कैसे विटी फीड है, ऐसे कैसे
Hmm.
कोई हमें मार देगा,
Right.
ऐसे थोड़ी हो सकता है, we'll fight back, हम देख लेंगे टाइप में ना, lot of your ego
Hmm.
comes in between and there's denial, नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, मेरे साथ ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, right? Once we ran out of money or reserves, I think the reality started to hit and we're like, okay, अब पैसे तो नहीं है आगे चलाने के लिए, तो क्या करें? And I think uh, we were extremely depressed. For us, it was sort of an identity crisis, right? मतलब 18 19 साल की उम्र के थे जब ये कंपनी बनाना स्टार्ट किया. और मतलब at one point Wittyfeed was a pretty largest company. People looked at us, and then we were building it from Indore, so we were like the poster boys of the tier 2 startup ecosystem. उस समय tier 2 में कहाँ startup होते थे, right? So we were
बिल्कुल.
looked at as the poster boys of tier 2 ecosystem, right? So everybody knew us as the founder of Wittyfeed. कौन है founder of Wittyfeed type, right?
Hmm.
And all of a sudden Wittyfeed is not there. So who are you? So there is a very big identity crisis basically that comes with it. तो literally यार ऐसे it took many months to drive through that. Lots of therapy. I still do it at times, and medication. We were clinically diagnosed as depressed. So I think it was very tough time. But then we sat with our team. We did a town hall. We survived through it, and you know started to look at what are the ideas to build from there. I think so. फरवरी में ये सब हुआ. मार्च से लेके मई तक आई थिंक 2-3 महीने हमने यही आइडिएशन प्रोडक्ट्स आइट्रेशन ये सब करते रहे. May and June May we were clear about the idea that we were building for. Stage was in our head and we started to build for it. And from there June to May, November, basically 1 नवंबर को हमने लॉन्च कर दिया था. 4-5 महीने में
I
we
feel
went
it's
live.
I feel it's very important for someone starting something of their own कि उनको ये पता हो कि बिहाइंड द सीन्स चीज़ें कितनी टफ होती हैं एंड समटाइम्स कितना पेन भी सहना पड़ता है, लॉसेस सहने पड़ते हैं. बिकॉज लाइक हम बात करें लेट्स से किसी भी एंटरप्रेन्योर की या फिर लेट्स से मेरे केस में कंटेंट क्रिएटर, तो सब कुछ जो दिखता है सामने ग्लैमरस वो वैसा होता नहीं है. बिहाइंड द सीन्स बहुत सैक्रिफाइसेस, बहुत एफर्ट्स, सब कुछ होता है.
या बिल्कुल बिल्कुल यार. एंटरप्रेन्योर छोटा बड़ा जैसा भी है, आप किसी से भी बात करके देख लो, दर्द सबकी कहानी में है. आपको ऐसा एंटरप्रेन्योर बहुत कम मिलेंगे. मतलब इतना स्ट्रगल भाई. बिल्डिंग अ कंपनी इज अ वेरी 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 टफ जॉब. ठीक है. और अगर किस और एंड frankly speaking, doing anything awesome in life and doing anything great in life is a tough thing. You have to struggle. Success doesn't come easy to most people, and you have to earn it. So you have to struggle for it. You have to go through the grind, right? There are no easy answers. There are no shortcuts, right? जब आप कामयाब हो जाते हो तो लगता है कि अरे अरे तो ओवरनाइट हो गया, कल तो ऐसी था, आज देखो कितना काम. बट जितने जिए हर किसी को उसको पता है कि यार कितना मुश्किल है. एंड इट्स अ वेरी वेरी टफ थिंग. It's very tough to do anything great in life. So we should acknowledge that. We should acknowledge that you have to struggle to achieve something good in life, and it's the only way it happens. So don't expect anything less if you really want to do something good in life.
जो नई जनरेशन है दे आर वेरी एम्बिशियस. किसी को क्रिएटर बनना है, किसी को एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, सबको कुछ खुद का क्रिएट करना है, राइट? बट जो हमारे पेरेंट्स हैं दे वांट अस टू बी सिक्योर. दे वांट कि हमारी कोई जॉब लग जाए अच्छी खासी, हम कोई डिग्री ले लें, पढ़ाई कर लें, हायर स्टडीज कर लें. तो आपको क्या लगता है कि क्योंकि हमें एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है इसलिए हम सोच रहे हैं ऐसा एम्बिशंस के बारे में, या फिर देयर इज अ वे टू सॉर्ट ऑफ सेल इन बोथ दी बोट्स?
यार सबसे पहले तो एम्बिशन के लिए कोई उम्र नहीं चाहिए होती. ठीक है. एम्बिशन होना अच्छी बात. आई थिंक वी हैव टू गिव दिस जनरेशन, दे टेक अ लॉट ऑफ स्लैक फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ अस. मतलब कि नहीं, ये इस जनरेशन में ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो प्रॉब्लम है. बट इफ दे आर एम्बिशियस, दैट्स नॉट अ बग, इट्स अ फीचर. लेट्स फर्स्ट एग्री ऑन दैट. ठीक है. एंड सेकंड, how do you balance between the two? See, let's understand the premise of why parents want you to do a job. Okay, a degree or a job or whatever, basically, because in that's what that's their idea of success in life. That's their idea of security in life. That's their way of trying to tell you कि भाई ये फॉर्मूला है, हमने चलाया है, चलता है. We want to see you happy, so why don't you go through this? Why don't you apply the formula that I have already proven? So all these ambitions, all these entrepreneurship, creators, all these new kind of jobs are uncharted territories, right? The so they have not seen big things happening in this, right? And so, matlab, they are scared of them. So it is on you. The onus is on us to convince our parents, right? So premise ये है कि वो हमें खुश देखना चाहते हैं. प्रीमाइस ये है कि वो चाहते हैं कि हम लाइफ में कामयाब हो जाएं. डिग्री और जॉब इज द वे दे आर एक्सप्रेसिंग दैट डिजायर. वो डिग्री और जॉब नहीं चाहते हमसे. वो चाहते हैं कि हम लाइफ में कामयाब हो जाएं और हम लाइफ में कुछ अच्छा करें. हमें लाइफ में कुछ सिक्योरिटी हो, कुछ स्टेबिलिटी हो, और हम लाइफ में वी डोंट एंड अप इन अ बैड सिचुएशन, राइट? तो उनका मानना है कि डिग्री और जॉब उसका रास्ता है, और आपका मानना है कि यार एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और क्रिएटर और ये सब उसका रास्ता है, which is probably riskier, but then
Hmm.
you know maybe the rewards is also high, right? जॉब की कौन सी गारंटी रहेगी, राइट? स्पेशली इन द करंट एनवायरनमेंट, ले ऑफ्स, ये वो
True.
सब है। सो वी हैव टू, अब पेरेंट्स यार वो इमेजिन when they were of our age, there was no such thing as a phone or computer in the world,
Right.
right? Today the entire career is built on, मतलब जिंदगी ही इस पे चलती है, राइट? तो
Hmm.
इमेजिन द काइंड ऑफ लीफ, मतलब बहुत लंबा टाइम निकल गया है रास्ते में, बीच में से, राइट?
बिल्कुल.
तो यार जनरेशन गैप बहुत बड़ा है, और if we want them to understand our point of view, the onus is on us to walk that bridge, build that bridge, then walk it, go to them, and then meet them there. Don't even expect them to come halfway for this. I think it's a mistake that
Hmm.
we end up making. हमें लगता है कि यार, मतलब पेरेंट वो क्यों नहीं समझ सकते? अरे भाई वो समझ,
हाँ.
बिल्कुल तुम, भाई नया तो तुम कर रहे हो ना ट्राई, वो थोड़ी कर रहे हैं। तो जिम्मेदारी तुम्हारी है कि उनको तुम समझाओ बेसिकली, ना कि तुम उनसे एक्सपेक्ट करो कि वो समझे, right? And
Hmm.
I think if you understand that and accept it, and it becomes very easy.
Hmm. Beautiful. You said that आपने विटीफीड की जर्नी स्टार्ट की थी एट 18-19 years of age.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for college going folks to, balance their studies or their internships or something of their own? How can they manage their time?
यार सबसे बेस्ट टाइम होता है कॉलेज, सबसे बेस्ट टाइम होता है कॉलेज, फेल होने का, पास होने का नहीं, फेल होने का, कामयाब होने का टाइम नहीं है कॉलेज। कॉलेज टाइम फेल होने का, क्योंकि कॉलेज के टाइम आपसे घर वाले कुछ एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, इतना एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि भाई ये कॉलेज चला जाए, डिग्री पूरी कर ले, इतना ही एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं
Hmm.
ईमानदारी से, है ना? कोई रिश्तेदार का कोई प्रेशर नहीं है, कोई रिश्तेदार ताने नहीं मार रहा है, कोई आप पे जिम्मेदारी नहीं है, कोई आपके कमाने से घर नहीं चल रहा है उस समय पे, फॉर मोस्ट पीपल, एंड इट्स अ प्रिविलेज स्पीकिंग, बट या
Yeah.
फॉर मोस्ट पीपल कॉलेज में भेजा है घर वालों ने तो आपकी फीस देंगे ही जैसे तैसे करके, ठीक है? अब 4 साल है आपके पास, अज्यूमिंग टिपिकल इंजीनियरिंग, तो यार 4 साल में करो ना एक्सपेरिमेंट, जितना करना है उतना। You are never, देखो, before college you were not smart enough and you didn't have access to resources etc घर पे थे।
Hmm.
After college you will have pressure of job and घर चलाना है, जिम्मेदारियां हैं, ये है वो सब। यही 4 साल है गोल्डन पीरियड, when you have all the time in the world to fail, to experiment, to fail, and to discover what is exactly what actually makes sense, and do it. I wouldn't be able to build what I built if I did it after college. I was able to do it because मैंने
Hmm.
सारा experiment college में किया. By the time I came out of college, I was earning, and we were earning enough for so much so that we never had to have a conversation with our parents कि यार नहीं, मेरे को ये नहीं कर, मतलब मुझे मुझे तो जॉब नहीं करनी है, या बट दे ऑफ कोर्स एक आध बार आया वो कॉन्वर्सेशन, बट दे डिडंट हैव एनी प्रीमाइज टू, बेसिकली
Hmm.
काउंटर नहीं था ना कोई, पैसे भाई जॉब में
Right.
कमाते हैं, यहाँ कमा रहे हैं, खत्म बात, बेसिकली, राइट? तो फेल हो कॉलेज में, एक्सपेरिमेंट करो और फेल हो जितना हो सकते हो, सो दैट देन यू कैन पास एट लाइफ।
Awesome. I feel to conclude this conversation, I would love to know from your experience, मतलब आपने 2 स्टार्टअप्स चलाए सक्सेसफुली, तो आपने अपनी जर्नी से अब तक क्या सीखा है एंड आप कुछ डिफरेंटली करना चाहते हो क्या, जैसे आपने करा उससे?
नहीं यार, if I had a time machine and I could go back, I think I would live it exactly the way I have lived it. कुछ भी अलग करने की जरूरत, मजा आया है बहुत करके जिंदगी में अभी तक, and I would do it exactly. I live it all over again. भगवान का दिया बहुत कुछ है यार, मतलब people recognize, love so much. There's so much work that we're able to do, which is impacting so many people's lives. So यार कोई से, there's no reason to do it all over again, and no reason to not do it all over again, right?
हम्म.
What I learned from my life is one simple sentence. Three of us say the same thing कि डटे रहो, खड़े रहो, क्योंकि तूफान की उम्र आपसे कम है। If you keep standing, the storm will pass, and you will at the end of it. That's what life is for me. कुछ नहीं करना है आपने, बस खड़े रहना है। when जिंदगी में तूफान आते रहते हैं, बट आते हैं और चले जाते हैं, it will pass because that's the nature of it, right? And you will outlive that storm every single time if you will just keep standing with your feet on the ground, right? So yeah, that's all, so
Hey you, it's me again. इफ़ यू आर स्टिल वॉचिंग देन आई एम श्योर आपको वीडियो में काफ़ी मज़ा आया होगा. देन प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए एंड वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए इफ़ यू हैव नॉट डन येट, बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स मी विद द एल्गोरिदम एंड हेल्प्स पुश द वीडियो फर्दर. That's it then. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.